Check, check, check. White Russian, take 74. Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today we are making the White Russian. This is a really popular drink and very simple. It's a 3-ingredient cocktail that I think of as a dessert drink. I'm gonna be honest, I've never really been a huge fan of the White Russian. I think I had a few too many of them, like in my younger years when I was watching The Big Lebowski on a regular basis. So I thought, well, how do I make this an enticing video? Not that this face doesn't make it an enticing video, but I thought, how can I kick it up even more? And I thought, I'm gonna grab a bunch of different coffee liqueurs and mix them up into the same recipe for the White Russian and see if I like them. And I know that's not even an original idea. Other people have done that, but I haven't. So, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's go make the White Russian. To the bar. Today's video is sponsored by Viski. Viski makes quality barware, glassware, wine tools, you name it, except for the booze. Viski doesn't make booze. They're not licensed to do it. One thing that I really do like about Viski is that they consult with professional bartenders. I know that here I use a lot of their glassware. If you're looking for something to serve a nice hot cocktail with, then I recommend their hot toddy glass. But maybe you're looking for something cool and festive and refreshing like the margarita glass. They also have this revolve glass, check this out, spins because it has a little nubby on the end. Why am I showing you all this? Because the holidays are here. And if you click on the link down below and use the code ANDERS15 at checkout, you will receive 15% off site-wide. If your friend is really into building up their bar, then I've got something for them. This is a 4-piece cocktail set in gunmetal, dishwasher safe. All the glassware is lead-free. If you're looking to avoid lead, which you should, or maybe they're looking to level up even more, in which case, check this out. This is their cocktail smoking kick. I used this a little while back to smoke a bee's knees of all things. Can you believe it? A smoked bee's knees? Maybe, just maybe, you're looking for something small. Maybe a stocking stuffer if you're into stuffing socks, which is really what stockings are. It's a strange tradition. If you are, then I recommend the tiki picks or maybe some bamboo straws. Not real bamboo, that's metal. So once again, that code is ANDERS15. That gives you 15% off site-wide. Highly recommend you take full advantage. Happy holidays, one and all. Thank you, Viski. Onto the film. One can't talk about the White Russian without mentioning the Black Russian. The Black Russian is a White Russian without the cream. So it's a 2-ingredient cocktail. It's just the coffee liqueur and vodka. Neither the Black Russian or the White Russian are actually Russian. My theory, and I think everybody else's theory, is that it's because it's made with vodka. And vodka, at the time of this drink's inception, was primarily known as a Russian spirit. The story is that in 1949, the Black Russian was first created in Belgium, in Brussels, at some hotel. I shouldn't say some hotel, it had a name, but I don't know what it is. I've read some accounts that said that same time that the Black Russian was created, they also added cream and called it a White Russian. So you had the Black and White Russian. But other accounts say the White Russian didn't come along until 1955 in Oakland, California. By the end of the 50s, we had the White and Black Russian, and that was that. Since then, it's become standard to use Kahlua as the coffee liqueur in this drink. That was the way it was until 1998. And then we see the popularity of this drink just blow up, all because of the Coen brothers film, The Big Lebowski. I think a lot of us went through a Big Lebowski phase. I know I did, where I was practically watching it on a daily basis. In the movie, Jeff Bridges' character, the dude, Lebowski, drinks White Russians throughout the film. And he even renames the drink the Caucasian. I think that you could go pretty much anywhere and order a Caucasian, and odds are your bartender is gonna know you are referring to a White Russian. That tells you the impact this movie had on this cocktail. So that brings us up to today. I don't think anything's really happened with the White Russian since then. But there are other renditions. You've got the Black Russian, the White Russian we already talked about. You have the Blind Russian, which is made with Irish cream. A Colorado Bulldog is a splash of Coca-Cola, and there's a number of others. We're not gonna make them. You can. Anyway, the most important ingredient here is the coffee liqueur. I have got 5 coffee liqueurs, and we are just gonna go ahead and make the drink 5 times. Now the booze. Time to stand up. All right, so we've got Kahlua, Tia Maria, Tempest Fugit, Creme de Mocha, St. George Nola Coffee Liqueur, and Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur. I can't say that. Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur. There it is. Kahlua, very familiar with this one. This has been around forever, from Mexico, rum-based. Then we have Tia Maria, also has been around for a really long time, from Spain, although I am less familiar with Tia Maria. It's a little bit lighter, and I just haven't mixed with it much over the years. Tempest Fugit Creme de Mocha, I'm really excited about this one. This one is completely new to me. From Switzerland, they use Ethiopian coffee beans. Then there's St. George. Clearly, I've tasted a little bit of this. It's very good. It's kind of a drier coffee liqueur, not too much sugar, based on New Orleans coffees, which have chicory added to it, which gives it a slight bitterness. And Mr. Black, made in Australia. I'm sure most of you have heard of this. This has really taken off lately. I am going to make this drink in a rocks glass. A few things real quick to say about this is a lot of people will double up on the vodka, and I've done that as well. But my goal here is to really taste the coffee liqueur. I'm going all in with a sweeter dessert cocktail. I'm going to be making this cocktail all equal parts. So it's equal parts vodka. I'm using Finlandia. Any quality vodka is gonna work here. Then we're gonna need cream. I've got heavy cream. You could use half and half. It'll be a little bit lighter. And you could use a non-dairy creamer if you wanted to go dairy-free. Let's build. By the way, I am not sponsored by any of these, if you were wondering. Let's get some glasses. These actually are Viski glasses, and I am sponsored by Viski. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this. All right, so here we go. We are gonna do 1 ounce of the coffee liqueur for each. I'm gonna start with the Kahlua, then the Tia Maria, a lot lighter, Creme de Mocha, St. George Nola Coffee Liqueur, Mr. Black. Now, vodka, 1 ounce across the board. Let's add some ice. Now, we can go ahead and give this a stir. We're gonna do, really annoying. I'm just stirring this so that the ice falls into the drink. I didn't realize the thing would be so annoying. I do apologize. Okay. Oh, this is much better. We'll do the same for each one. Maybe we can fast forward through this so you don't have to hear the clinking. That'll do, pig. Now, the cream. A nice thing to do with your heavy cream is if you pour it into a cocktail shaker like this, you can shake it up to help thicken it up, and it's gonna add to the texture in the drink, and it'll help it float right on top. So, give it a quick shake. You don't wanna turn it into thick cream, but a little fluff is not bad. I'm going to eyeball about 1 ounce on top of each one. I'm gonna do it over a spoon. If you really want to impress somebody with your White Russian, you can chill the Black Russian components, the liqueur and the vodka, pour that in a coupe, and then float the cream right on top. All right, these aren't the most beautiful, but they should taste good. And this is for science. All right, so this looks all nice layered up like this, but I am going to mix it up because that's the best way to taste it. Yeah, they just look like little milkshakes. Let's see how they taste, shall we? I'm gonna start with the Kahlua. This is the one I'm most familiar with. Cheers. This is pretty much what I think of a White Russian. It's sweet, it's rich, kind of has like a tiramisu quality to it. I could not have more than one. Number 2 was Tia Maria. Cheers. Oh, interesting. Much lighter, much more vanilla. And it says right on here, vanilla. That's really nice with the cream, but you don't get a strong coffee flavor. Hey, I would like a little bit more coffee. Man, I almost get a little bit of vodka, which is weird. There's a little bit more heat in that one. Next one. This one I'm excited to try. This is the Creme de Mocha. Cheers. Whoa. I almost think if I were to taste that blind, I wouldn't know that as a White Russian. That's really fruity. It's coffee, but it's fruity. Yeah, it's that could be from the Ethiopian coffee beans. I know that tends to be a fruitier coffee. I like it better on its own. Next, the Nola Coffee Liqueur by St. George, inspired by New Orleans. It's bitter. It needs sugar. The coffee flavor's there. It's a good coffee flavor. I kind of like that it has a bitter finish, actually. It cuts through that cream, of which I'm getting a lot of right now in all of these, but it's much drier than the rest of them. I would probably want to add in like 1/4 ounce of a rich Demerara syrup. Last but not least, the Mr. Black coffee. I think a lot of people probably think this will be the winner. I'll be the judge of that. Cheers. Actually, that is pretty good. It's not a dessert cocktail because it's not sweet enough for me, but it's coffee. This is a coffee drinker's White Russian. It's really good. But I would probably, again, add a little bit of like a Demerara syrup. I gotta say, I'm not a big White Russian fan, and the White Russian that I've always like thought of in my head was the one made with Kahlua. That might be my favorite. Yeah, it's sweet. These last two need sugar, but I think they would be very good. In fact, I might prefer the Mr. Black because I like that strong coffee with a little bit of sugar. That would probably take the cake. So, what have we learned? I guess we could keep going. We could fine tune these. It has not made a White Russian believer out of me. That's just like my opinion, man. Yeah, I don't know that I can drink much more. I don't know that my stomach can handle that much dairy. So there it is. I hope you found this fun. I enjoyed this. I just got to sit down and drink a few White Russians. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Viski, for sponsoring today's film. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the White Russian. Feel free to leave a clever Lebowski quote because there are a million of them and I will get all of them. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, sign up for the newsletter. Don't forget your merch. I will see you next time. Cheers.